Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, Magnetic Reversal News, Sacred Geography, and Shinrin Yoku, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Wednesday, September 6th, around 8:30 p.m. Mountain Time 2023. Hurricane Lee is official as of an hour ago. Lee is forecast to become a major hurricane as early as Saturday and could bring huge impacts to the Leeward Islands. Keep calm, it's boom time. Tropical Storm Lee may approach the southeastern U.S. It's too early to tell, but keep your eyes peeled to updates as we publish them. Summertime highs in the Northeast, pre-front. Take a look at this. Record-breaking temperatures in North Carolina, Maryland, Dulles, Virginia, New Jersey, New York. Does this mean we're burning up? No. In fact, they said the temperatures in New Hampshire were unprecedented. But the fact is that annual heat wave index in the United States is at an all-time low. So someone is cherry-picking data from, let's say, 1940 to present, perhaps, and that's exactly what's happening. Let's take a look at what actually happens in the Northeast in September. Here we're looking at Concord, New Hampshire, daily records, and they said a temperature of 94 degrees today would be unprecedented. But they are wrong, because today is the 6th, and 92, yes, is the record, but 94 is not unprecedented, because on the 7th here of September, 96 is the record in 1881. 96 the record for September 8th in 1872. 95 is the record for September 9th in 2002. 95 is the record for September 16th, 1939. They are totally fleecing you, period. Now let's take a look at Hurricane Lee. Maximum sustained winds at 75 miles per hour. Cat 1 currently, Cat 2 by morning, Cat 3 by evening, Cat 4 by Saturday. This is going to be a big one. Lee is forecast to become a major hurricane by early Saturday. Could bring impacts to the northern Leeward Islands this weekend. While it is too soon to determine the location and magnitude of these possible impacts, interests in this area should monitor the progress of Lee and further updates to the forecast, which is updated every few hours. Here we're looking at the spaghetti models. The spaghetti model showing most of the tracks now turning up just west of Bermuda, which would put this island nation in the most difficult situation if it is a major hurricane when it crosses paths. So stay tuned for more updates. It's going to be about 48 to 72 hours before we actually know where this baby is going to affect the mainland or Bermuda. A cyclone has killed over 20 people in Brazil, with more flooding expected. Rio de Janeiro, a powerful cyclone ravaged southern Brazil, killing 27 people and displacing hundreds, local officials said Wednesday morning, raising the death toll as more victims have been discovered, and this death toll will rise. Most of the fatalities were in the southern state of Rio Grande do Sul, with an additional victim found in neighboring Santa Catarina. So our prayers and thoughts go out to those in Brazil that are in harm's way. And the world has just experienced the hottest summer on record. More fraud. Do we need to bring up the graph again? Yeah. Here's the annual heat wave index for the United States since 1880. And what it shows is that it has been much hotter prior than 1940. Much hotter. But they're not telling us that. What they're showing us here is a graph that begins in 1940. How convenient the lies become when they were revealed before your very eyes. Brief earthquake swarm rattles Kilauea summit. We're waiting for the next eruptive phase of Kilauea, but it's seeming to take pause here. Not going to be happening in the next few days, in my opinion. We did have a large rumbler just moments ago here, 6.2 in Coquimbo, and we're having trouble here with the map. 6.2 in Chile at 41 kilometers, biggest quake of note. We also have a rumbler up here in Challis, Idaho. People obviously fear-mongering about Yellowstone. It's going to be boom time. Probably not. Now, probably so, Mount St. Helens will likely erupt in our lifetime, according to experts. Let's take a look at the Pacific Seismic Network and see what's going on. Holy macaroni! 106 earthquakes in the last 30 days at St. Helens. Let's move this over so you can see that. This is a record uptick at Mount St. Helens. No wonder while they're saying that this may erupt in your lifetime. It could erupt anytime soon. This is the most significant uptick at Mount St. Helens in quite some time. We saw some uptick off the flank here last week, but look at this concentration, orange and red, last 2 days. Oh my goodness, there is something afoot at St. Helens. The largest uptick since we've been recording videos in a decade. 106 earthquakes in the last 30 days, most of them coming in the last 10. So we have a significant uptick at St. Helens. So we're going to keep a close eye on it for you. Who knew? Now you do. Take a look at this seismic swarm. Also, we have activity, obviously, at Rainier off the flank, but St. Helens is certainly putting on a show. Who knew? Now you do. Shishaldin also putting on a show. 9th strong paroxysm episode, spectacular lava fountains. Eruption plume drifts more than 125 kilometers and darkens the sky. Popo to 21, Shishaldin to 32,000 feet. Urta Ale, lava returns to the northern pit crater. Liwotolol to 14,000, Reventador to 15. Shishaldin, continuous volcanic ash emissions aloft to 32,000 feet. Popo to 21, and that is about the entire list for the day. Space Weather News Update. The sun has gone quiet, blank again. The latest HMI intensity showing a very sad-looking solar maximum sun, and many people are chattering, is this solar max, and is this going to be one of the shortest cycles in history? Well, we don't know the truth, but in just a few months, we will know what's happening. A large coronal mass ejection shot off the backside, not going to be a geo-effective. Good news. And I think Space Weather News did talk about it. Yeah, far side activity. A major eruptive event occurred on Tuesday from the far side on the sun. This fast-moving full halo coronal mass ejection began to emerge after 2:20 UTC September 5th. Because the event took place on the other side of the sun, it will have no impact on our planet. Hello. Duh. Now, the solar polar fields are reversing. At least one line has been set in stone, and you see we have to have 1, 2, 3, 4 dots for the complete reversal to take effect. And the actual reversal in the solar polar fields happens after 1 or 2 lines comes. Similar to this spot here, when it's 1, 2, the third telemetry point was at the apex. Now, we do have one of the 4 crossing the reversal of the south, the reversal of the north, the reversal average, and the PF average all need to cross before we go into the next phase of the solar cycle. And we already have one of them happening now, and others are looking like they are coming into fruition in just a few days. This could be the shortest solar cycle in recent history. Now, climate scientist admits editing papers to fit a pre-approved narrative. Lee and I have claimed this on our show, and we're going to be doing a deep dive on Saturday over at revolution.radio on the topic. Dr. Patrick T. Brown wrote a piece for Nature Journal on the impact of climate change on wildfires, and guess what? He claims it was nonsense. Climate science must now fit into a pre-approved narrative to receive publication by notable scientific journals, according to Dr. Patrick T. Brown. We've long known this since the 1990s. And this means that it's taken 33 years for this to get out. Can you believe this? Following the publication of his paper studying the impact of climate change on wildfires in Nature, the climate scientist said he left out the full results of his studies to ensure its place in the prestigious journal. He continued, "This matters because it's critically important for scientists to be published in high-profile journals. In many ways, they are the gatekeepers for career success in academia. So we as scientists must lie. That is just sad." Brown also noted that scientists looking to publish in journals are discouraged from recommending practical solutions, such as employing practical adaptation measures like stronger, more resilient infrastructure, better zoning, better building codes, more air conditioning, and so on, when they just want you to tax your ass off. Man, this is a dystopian future we're living in, and, well, times are changing, and you're going to need to know how to grow food. You want to know how to grow food with cutting-edge science? It's BEAM, and that's a boom. Biologically enhanced agricultural management, regenerating the diversity of life in soils that has been burned off for hundreds of years. This is hope for new farming, ranching, environment, and climate. Well, reconstruction. That's the best way to put it. Biologically enhanced agricultural management occurs when you use Johnson Sioux bioreactors to create your compost. We'll be talking about that at the Crestone Energy Fair. Check out the PDF for full details on what that even means. And that's a boom to knowledge. Please share this video, as we are shadow banned and we need your help to grow. Become a Patreon, support the work we do, and watch all of our podcasts in one place, commercial free. And most importantly, be safe. We love you, and that is a boom to knowledge.